When I tell you that I love a positive story about a sex worker, the Bible was so ahead of its time.
This story is actually so positive that, in fact, she is the heroine of our story. In a male-dominated society where she would be seen as the lowliest of the lowliest, hey, I'll take it.
Let's talk about one of the baddest women out there, Rahab. To give you some background, Rahab was a sex worker in Jericho. Basically, for the Israelites to get to Jericho, they had to pass through the land of milk and honey. Yes, that land of milk and honey. So, to figure out what was going on in Jericho, Joshua sent spies.
And this was the same Jericho that was famous for the wall. Yes, that wall. Like the song. Same Jericho.
And as much as I love the story of Jericho, I love a spy story more. And this is a really cool spy story.
Funny that you should mention spies, because while Israel had their spies, the king of Jericho had his own spies at play here.
Yeah, he did, because they got caught. These are the Israelites that walked through the Red Sea and split it wide open. They're not subtle people. Anyway, they have to go into hiding with Rahab because the king found them. Man, women really do be saving the day out here.
Well, the king knew, and we don't know what kind of knowing, but he knew Rahab. And we know this because he sends her a personal message.
Melissa, by knowing, do you mean in a sexual way?
Yes, friend. Yes, in a sexual way.
But Rahab, continuing to be the true heroine she is, tells the king that they were here, but they're not anymore, lying the spies' ways to safety.
And that she had no clue where they came from or where they went. You gotta love half-truths. And Rahab's not dumb. She knows what's gonna happen if they find them.
She had hidden the men on the roof before she told the king. Then, the twist. Rahab was already a believer. Oh my goodness, a believer who's a sex worker. It's almost like we shouldn't judge people. Right, Melissa?
Correct. Facts. Listen, I could not agree more. And actually, when we did our research, I was really surprised because for some reason I had thought that the men had sat down and done Bible studies with her or something, but no. She had already heard the truth from someone else and she was a believer herself.
This leads to my second favorite part of this story. I always thought the men were all like, "Find Jesus, we want to save you, here's the living word." The men didn't offer her anything after she saved their lives. How could you not offer her things, bro? Like she just literally saved your life from death. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Why?
Right? They could have at least offered to take her and her family with them. But no. Listen, girl knew her worth and she was standing in it. We need to have more confidence like Rahab. Rahab knew that she believed in the true God, and she knew that the Israelites were going to defeat Jericho, and she wasn't about to be on the losing side.
Thus, the scarlet cord. Even better than the scarlet letter.
Ah, Rahab, the real one. The spies promised that they would save her and her family if she kept that scarlet cord tied at her window, because she lived in the wall.
They put conditions on this promise. My guys, do better. Anyway, the guys defeated Israel. But again, the story is not about... I'm sorry, I just, passionate about the fact that the story is not about these men. It's not.
Yeah, you know, I was getting really annoyed saying that they were putting conditions on not only how they were going to save the family, but whether or not they were going to be guiltless. Whatever. They did it. They saved her and the family in the end.
Did these men not understand that she was in the lineage of Jesus? All right, we haven't got there yet. Rahab is in the lineage of Jesus, forever winning.
Plot twist. Didn't see that one coming. But seriously, check it out. It's in Matthew.
Rahab is truly one of the legendary rebels. She went against the king. She's also a rebel because she does not let who she is keep her from an experience with God. Rahab, a sex worker, useless and unworthy in anybody's eyes, became a relative of Jesus. And Rahab never once questioned her worth.
Not at all. She was a true believer and she expected to be seen as such. It didn't matter what her beginnings were. She went to bat not only for herself, but for her family and for the spies as well. Rahab knew what was right, and in the end, her and her family ended up being saved. And like Jaren said, she ended up being in probably the most important lineage of all. You go, girl.
Never let the fear of striking out keep you from playing the game. Jackie Robinson. God knows you. Like, deeply knows you. You don't have to be changed to be used by him. You become changed by being used by him.
And I think, honestly, the biggest lesson for me is to not let people define you. Just focus on yourself and your own relationship with the big guy, and everything else will fall into place. Don't forget to straighten your crowns, kings and queens.
Also, those spies can suck it! In a Christ-like manner, of course.
She definitely showed them, and I don't see them making it to the lineage of Jesus. What? Well, don't forget to show Unfiltered some love on all the socials. Go tell everybody, scream it from the rooftops, and we will see you guys next week for our last episode of season 2 of Unfiltered.